In today's video, I'll be giving every single NFL quarterback their Madden ratings for Madden 25. Now, this is based off of what I think their Madden rating should be, not what I think that they will give them. This is my opinions on them. So if you disagree, let me know down in the comments, but also, it's my opinion, so I don't really care if you get that mad. Either way, before we get into this video, let me remind you, as always, to check out Dubby.gg. That's the website for my favorite energy drinks right behind me, Dubby. These things they're great. Their slogan is be better. They don't add any sugars or any artificial colorings. And it's just great, clean energy. Check them out. Use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order on anything on their website. And let's get right into this video. We are going to kind of do this randomly. I'm not going to go in the order they're in. So let's just go ahead and get started with Sam Darnold. That's a good one to start with. In my opinion, Sam Darnold, yes, he played really great last year for 14 weeks, and that's really solid, right? He played at an MVP caliber level, but we haven't seen him do too much beyond that outside of last year. He gets an 82 from me. That's a really fair rating in my opinion, but not too great, not too low, with the room to move up or down depending on how he starts in Seattle this season. Moving on, let's go to a second-year player, Bo Nix. Bo Nix, debatably the best quarterback from last year. Some may say Jaden Daniels, some may say Bo Nix. I say, I don't care. They're both rookies. And if you know me, you know that I don't give rookies really much credit either way because they're rookies. RG3 had a phenomenal rookie year, and then he never played well ever again. CJ Stroud had a great rookie year last year, 2 years ago, and then last year he wasn't so great. In my opinion, why don't we stop giving them these ridiculously high ratings and expectations? Let's let them become the player who they are before we give them those expectations. Bo Nix, he gets about a 76. Pretty solid rating, nothing to doubt with there. I mean, you're getting definitely like a star dev with him. And just try to let him develop, man. Maybe a 77, but no more than that. J.J. McCarthy didn't play at all last year. I'll give him a 74. I don't think you can give him anything else. I would have given him a 74 last year coming out of college. I think it's a fair rating. We'll move on. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's a rather interesting player. A lot of talent. Hasn't been able to put it all together. But when he's healthy, he is very dynamic and one of the better players in the league. I'm going to give him an 83. I do like Kyler Murray a lot. I'm a Kyler Murray truther. I think part of his problem's been that he's in Arizona. I think that's a big issue. Sue me. Okay, moving on. Daniel Jones. Got to go with a 70. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, like, people hate on him all the time, and let's be real. He played for the Giants. Yeah, they're not going to be very good. Yeah, he's not very good. Yeah, they helped him 0%. They couldn't fix their O-line. They never had good receivers. Sorry, I don't really, think he sucks as bad as people think he does. However, he doesn't deserve any better than the 70, considering he's also not probably going to play much this year. However, it wouldn't surprise me if he does beat out Anthony Richardson, because I don't know that Anthony Richardson's all that great either. We'll talk about him in a moment. Let's go to a rookie now. Dillon Gabriel, the first quarterback the Browns took. For him, he will get a 72 from me. They took him first for a reason, and that does play into rookie ratings, in my opinion, draft slot. It absolutely does. Sometimes they're still a little bit low, but I think, I'll give him a 71, honestly. I think there's a reason he went there. His processor is very good. Mentally, he's very sharp. His problems more so come into the arm talent, things like that. So, neither here nor there. Spencer Rattler. At this point, he's like a 68. He hasn't done much to prove anything otherwise, and I don't really see him doing much else beyond what he has so far, I guess. Baker Mayfield. I'm going to go with an 86. I'm a big Baker fan. I think he's great. One of the better quarterbacks, like 87 maybe even. I think he's an awesome quarterback. I just, he's going to have his interceptions, but I don't really care because they're arm punts. Most of Baker's interceptions are like Josh Allen's or Brett Favre's. They throw him down the field, and they're not the most, likely balls to catch most of the time. Oh, well, I'd rather you put them way down the field. Let's go with a good backup now. Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, don't sleep on him, man. He's like a 71. Don't hate on him. And that is low, but also, that's a backup number for a backup that's really, really good. That's really good for a backup. That may be one of the better backups in the league. Moving on. Let's go to a phenomenal quarterback. Let's go with the MVP. Josh Allen gets a 99 from me. He was the MVP this year. He deserved the MVP, in my opinion. I don't think there's any debating that. And if you think he didn't, there's a whole other conversation you need to have with yourself because you don't know ball. We'll go with Mahomes now. He gets a 99. He's Patrick Mahomes. Actually, no. He did play pretty rough last year. I'm going to give him a 97. I'm going to give him a 97, and I'm going to give Lamar Jackson a 98 right in between them. Mahomes is the better quarterback. Lamar Jackson's a better football player. There's plus and minus here and there. If I'm picking a quarterback who I want for the future, I'm going Mahomes over Lamar. I'm going Josh Allen over Lamar. But at the same time, Lamar's still great. A 98, there's nothing to sleep on there. I mean, that's still really, 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 really good. Tua Tagovailoa, he looks like he is on some drugs in this picture. Honestly, like a 81. Like a little bit better than Darnold. Did I say 82 for Darnold? Yeah, I like Darnold better, actually. Give me like an 80-81 for Tua. Not only can he not stay healthy, he has not the strongest arm. There's a lot of meh to him. There's just not a lot of good there. Moving on. We'll go with, let's go with Bryce Young. Bryce Young came out last year and did some good stuff. We saw some good things from him. After he got benched, he came back. Give me a 75 on him with room to grow very quickly. Let's go to CJ Stroud now. After a really good rookie year, not a great second year, to me, he gets a 78. I think, 78, 79, that's a really fair rating. I don't think he's done anything to prove he should be any better, but he also shouldn't be much worse than that at all. That's probably a little low. Maybe 80 is fair as well. I'll put him at 80. I'll give CJ Stroud an 80. But either way, Jaden Daniels, once again, he's coming off a rookie year. Yes, he had a really good rookie year. He gets a 78 from me. Bo Nix gets a 77. He gets a 78. That's where we're going. Geno Smith. Why did I almost say Geno Stone? Geno Smith gets a 80. I am not big on Geno. Honestly, 79. I don't think Geno's that good. I think the Raiders overpaid him. Geno's not been that good. Even in Seattle, he wasn't that good. They have a pass-heavy offense up there. It wasn't great. He's overhyped, and there's not really a lot of hype, but it's still overhyped. He's fine. He's a bridge quarterback. That's about it. Jalen Milroe, in terms of a quarterback, he's not great. Now, he's going to be used as a football player. He's going to be a Taysom Hill type probably. He gets a 68 from me. I don't think you can give him anything higher than that at all. Jalen Milroe's not a refined quarterback whatsoever. I think he's going to struggle to get on the field as a true quarterback for some time. Anthony Richardson, not been good so far. He gets a 73. I would assume Daniel Jones plays some games this year if I'm a Colts fan. Let's go with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. I'm going to put him at a 78. I think just talent-wise, he's obviously a past Bo Nix. Obviously. He played with Shane Waldron. There's all this stuff coming out now with how terrible that was. And, honestly, can you blame him? I can't. And I think just simply the talent he has, we know is there. End of story. He's one of the best prospects of all time. That doesn't mean he's going to be a great NFL player. But this year, he's going to get a 78 from me. That can go down very fast. But right now, the tools are still there. Let's give him some time to work on himself and become the player he can be. Jalen Hurts. He's a 94. You give him a bump for the Super Bowl. He's still not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in my opinion. He may be 5. He may be 5, but actually, now that I'm looking at it, who else would be? He may be. Yeah, he probably is a top 5 quarterback, but 94 is still where he's going to land. Let's go with Deshaun Watson. Off-field issues away. Not worried about that. The football player alone. I've given him, if you've been around my channel for a while, the last few years, I have given him the benefit of the doubt because he was hurt. He came back in a season where he was suspended, and he got 6 games and wasn't able to do the training camp. So, yeah, he wasn't going to be great. The next year he came back, he got hurt. And then I was like, this is the last year, and, well, this is the last year. Deshaun Watson, at this point, talent-wise, he's still, we know he's talented. We've seen him do it, obviously. But that's going to still not account for much. He's like a 73 at this point, and that's probably generous. Joe Flacco, one of the better backups in the league as well. He gets a 70 from me. Nothing wrong with that. Just not amazing. Nothing special about him. Joe Burrow, the top 4 quarterback in the league. He gets a 95 from me. Incredible passer. Less of an athlete than any of the rest of these guys, but not a bad athlete either. Drake May. I'm going to give him a 76. I think, he's just talented. He's probably, if you're honest with yourself, he's probably more talented than Bo Nix is. Not a debate, really, actually. More athletic, better arm, whatever. Bo Nix had a better season, though, and will by a pretty decent margin. So, give him the credit where credit's due. All of these guys get at least a star dev. Maybe these 2 get superstar. I wouldn't be upset if you gave the superstar to Drake May over Caleb Williams, just because Drake May has the tools as well. Let's finally go to another rookie. Will Howard, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he deserves about a 68, 69. Got some work to do, kind of raw, but more of a quarterback. I like where he could be. To me, there's some guys who should be a low overall, but with a dev trait, and Will Howard does fit that mold right there because he's got some talent, for sure. I didn't include another guy here, a rookie. I just realized that when I made this list, I didn't include Quinn Ewers. I'm a big Quinn Ewers guy. I think he deserves a 70. I think Quinn Ewers is one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class in terms of quarterbacking. I don't know how he fell as far as he did. That still baffles me. I don't understand it. I know he had some injury issues. I know he had some fumble issues. I think those were a part of the injuries. Quinn Ewers, talented player, 70 for me. I didn't list him here in the pictures, but that's what he is. Matthew Stafford, a great quarterback as well. For me, he gets a 90. You cannot sleep on Matt Stafford. He is a great player. End of story. Justin Fields. We're in year 5, and we're still sitting here talking about potential with Justin Fields. If you've been around my channel, you know I'm not a Justin Fields fan at all. He's had his chances, and he's not done anything with them. Even with Pittsburgh, people say he played so good, he was 4-2. He was 4-2 because the defense carried him. He was 4-2 because he just did his job, and that's it. That's fine. That's a game manager. Game managers aren't special. Justin Fields isn't special. He's like a 74, and that's probably a little bit generous. Jackson Dart, not a big fan of Jackson Dart. I am going to move something around here, though. He's going to get a 71. Dylan Gabriel's going to bump down to a 70. I'm doing that. Kenny Pickett, he's also a 70. 70, maybe 71. Just that right there. Whatever. Jared Goff, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Baker Mayfield, he got an 87. We'll give him an 87 as well. Jared Goff, definitely a pocket passer, not a athlete really much at all. I mean, he's an athlete. He's an NFL player. Obviously, he's an athlete. But in terms of his athleticism on the field, not so much there. He gets an 87, tied with Baker Mayfield for different reasons. Jordan Love, give him an 85. I think he's no, I can't do that. That's too much. Give him an 84. 84 is good. I like that. Herbert, debatably a top 5 quarterback in the league. I think Herbert is better than Hurts, and I know people are going to say, oh, well, he's not done anything. He's on the Chargers, dude. The Chargers are always horrible in terms of performance because Brandon Staley, that's all I need to say there. Anthony Lynn, and then now, they're running with Jim Harbaugh, who I like, and they probably should have done better this year, but also they had a pretty bad roster last year. Let's let them build that roster up. Herbert himself, he's always one of the most terrifying quarterbacks in the league because he's got the arm, he's got the athlete. In terms of the player in a vacuum, I'd take Herbert over. He's right here. He's after these 4, but he's before any of these, in my opinion. That's just where I'm at. Shedeur Sanders. The draft slot has to incorporate here. He gets a 68 from me. He is also, he's a fine athlete. His arm's not incredibly talented. He's very much in the middle of these two. He has a worse arm than Will Howard, in my opinion, but he's a much better quarterback than Jalen Milroe. But Jalen Milroe is a much better athlete than Shedeur. Shedeur is probably about a tied athlete with Will Howard. They both can run fine. Will Howard's actually a little bit more athletic than you realize. But either way, that's where he's landing for me, 68. Tyler Shook, he went in the second round pretty early. Let me give him a 70, 71 maybe. We'll go 71. I think that's about there. Shook, he's got some talent, man. He really does. You can't deny the talent that's there. It's just, can he put it all together? And that's the part that's going to be concerning. Riley Leonard, a little bit of a better quarterback than Milroe, worse an athlete than Milroe. Give me a 68. He's tied with them. We'll say he's right here, though, because Milroe is a much better athlete. That might boost him just a hair. They're both 68s, but he gets the rise up. Dak Prescott, pretty controversial one here. I don't think he's any better than 84. He's fine. Really solid. You're glad to have him. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. End of story. Brock Purdy, 83. Not very talented. Very much similar to Kyler and Dak and Jordan Love. Just, they're not elite. They're not bad. They're definitely good. He's closer to Tua, though, in my opinion. He's probably closer to Tua. Just less talent in terms of the arm strength, arm capabilities, arm angles, arm velocity, all those different things you can incorporate into what arm talent is. Arm talent's not just throwing it 70 yards down the field. Arm talent is your precision and accuracy, and Purdy's just not incorporated with the athlete that he is. Just not on the same level as these guys. Not quite as low tier as these guys. He's kind of just his own tier in the middle here. Aaron Rodgers. I know Aaron Rodgers was not the best player last year, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that bad. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Pittsburgh fan, and I hope he comes to Pittsburgh, and I'm pretty sure he will come. But I just don't see how you can say he's bad when he was on the Jets and he was hurt the first year, and then last year he played well. There was nothing wrong with how he played. Yeah, he's not playing like MVP Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's 41 years old. He's still a great quarterback. Defining great is a difference here, but he gets an 80 from me. I don't think you can put him on the tier with rookies and Geno Smith. CJ Stroud, he's better than that, but 80's fine. I think 80's very fair. Kirk Cousins. Give me a 79, Geno Smith-esque. We'll go with that. Jameis Winston, one of the better backups in the league at this point. I'm going to give him a 72. I think this is a 72 right here. But either way, these aren't in complete order. I can't remember it all. Let's go with the first overall pick now in Cam Ward. Rookies, Quarterbacks especially. Quarterbacks are tiered down a little bit because quarterbacks can develop so easily in Madden especially. So I have to consider that a little bit. He's going to be a 74 for me. In my opinion, last year he doesn't necessarily go in the draft. He doesn't go before Daniels or Williams for sure, or May for sure. And he's debatably before McCarthy or Nix. This was not a great quarterback class. It was a fine quarterback class because of all the depth they had, but it wasn't a very high-end one. 74 I think is very fair. Definitely a star dev on him though. And if you haven't seen it, I have made a Madden roster. I'll link it in this video in one of my little things above me somewhere. They'll probably be earlier in the video than this, but I made a Madden roster. There's a whole video on it, how to get it, and how to get the Google sheet that tells you all the dev traits and changes you need to make. But either way, Mason Rudolph, very, very capable backup. He's a 70. Nothing wrong with Mason Rudolph at all. I think he's a very solid player. Michael Penix, he's like a 73. Was the worst of the quarterbacks last year, in my opinion, out of, Nix and McCarthy and these three. But still fine. Still a capable quarterback. He didn't do a whole lot last year. Didn't show a lot. Didn't play a lot. Played like 2 or 3 games. Was fine. Didn't really flash. Didn't really play bad. So just kind of in the middle there. Russell Wilson. Love it or hate it, Russell Wilson's not a bad quarterback. And if you think he is, you're just wrong. He played a lot better than Justin Fields did last year for Pittsburgh. And if you think that's incorrect, you're incorrect. So, end of story. He gets a 70, let's say 76 from me. Really fair value. No, honestly, I'm going to go 79. I think he's better than Geno and Kirk Cousins. I'd take him over both of them. He's got, he's a little bit of a quirky dude, but why hate on him? Because he's got some quirks to his personality, dude. It's ridiculous. Will Levis, 72. I don't think he's been bad in his career. I don't think he's gotten enough chances to play. If you've seen my draft content, I think they should not have drafted Cam Ward because, one, he might be good enough to make you not horrible, but he's not going to be good enough to win you anything this year. Their roster's terrible. If you let Will Levis play out, which I think he could deserve another year, maybe he could still become something. I don't think he's played enough to tell you that he's absolutely not going to become something. And two, if he is still bad, okay, you're going to get a number 1 pick in a much, much better draft next year. At least so it looks now. So, I think they should have gone with an Abdul Carter or a Travis Hunter, but hey, it's already happened. Will Levis, fine, not amazing. Trevor Lawrence, the final quarterback here, give him an 80. Man, people hate on Trevor Lawrence, but let me remind you, he's on the Jaguars, and they haven't helped him at all. They got him Calvin Ridley, who sucks, and Christian Kirk, who's mid. Not a lot of help there. I don't know what you expect him to do. Yeah, he's not been the guy we've expected him to be, but still, I think you have to, at the end of the day, you have to give him a little benefit of the doubt for what team he's on and what team he has to deal with playing for. So either way, these are my Madden ratings. The highest is Josh Allen. The lowest is Riley Mills. Quinn Ewers is in there somewhere. If I forgot anybody, let me know down in the comments, and I'll give you my rating for them down in the comments below. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video.